welcome back to my channel. Welcome to me. I'm Jane. I am a spiritual guide and work with people through their ascension process. You know, as we keep raising our vibes and hopefully ascending through this crazy time of life of human. So I wanted to share something that kind of came clear to me today. I've been feeling really connected to the earth. Yesterday I had a wretched headache. This started actually the day before. It's always related to the Schumann resonance. So that's fun. That's cool. Thanks, Earth. But I guess it's better than it activating my nervous system and having me feel things like frustration and anger and confusion, if those were still there to clear. So interesting. So something that has come up is this feeling that I'm having around life, around this year coming up that we're walking into. And so this one time in 2011, I ran a marathon, and I feel the same exact way now. I feel that I have trained very well. I have gotten injuries along the way in the training process. I lost friends in the training process because my time was not used to go out drinking and partying and doing all the things. I was running all the time and sleeping and eating, and those were my things, and work. When I was training, I was very focused. I was very determined. I was very driven, and nothing was going to stop me because I knew that I had this big marathon down the road that I didn't want to show up unprepared for because it would have injured me and I wouldn't have been able to finish. And that was my goal, was to finish. I just wanted to finish it. And I did. I finished it. I had to stop a whole bunch because I learned very clearly that I don't need to eat wheat. And so I got to stop a whole lot and release all the wheat that I ate beforehand. During the race, I veered off from my friends. I was running alone. During the race, a little angel friend of mine found me and ran to the end with me, so I wasn't alone. During the race, I had no idea what the course was going to look like. The course was pretty steady, but it was still hard because I'm running the whole time. During the race, near the end, I'm so close, that was when the injury that happened during the training really made its presence known in my life. As I ran, walk, hobbled, ran, walk, hobbled, ran, walk, hobbled the last like 6 miles. And I remember being at the start of the marathon, you know, before they tell you to go, and just being there like ready, you know, not knowing what the hell was going to be in front of me, what lied ahead. I had no idea what the course was going to be like, where I was going to even go. I never ran that far in my life. It was cold. I was uncomfortable to begin with, but I was committed. I was curious. I was eager for it to be over, but I was also excited about the process. My stomach was churning. I was hoping that I had peed enough that one last time. I was hoping that I wasn't going to chafe, you know, and be uncomfortable physically. All these things, like right before, you know, the starting gun goes off and before we go on that race, all this energy is like culling in, and our solar plexus is like this. It's like this little hamster on this wheel, like hauling ass, ready for all this potential energy to just whoosh, and be let loose for this, you know, stamina race. And I feel that way now. And I'm not training for a marathon, but I feel like I feel like I'm speaking for a lot of the collective. But I feel like I've trained for this. I feel like all the work that I've done, all the training that I've done, all the injuries and all the upset stomachs and the friends that I've lost along the way and all those things. I feel the same way now. And I feel this sense of fear as I start this race, this purpose, this mission into the next year or two. The mission of love. It's the mission of love. It's the mission of love, really. It's remembering that I am love, that we're all love, and that love literally is the answer to everything. It's the way everything heals. It's the way we're all connected. It's the one thread that binds us all together, whether we have a conscious awareness of it or not. So I feel like I'm in this, at the starting line. I feel like I'm at the starting line, y'all. I feel like there are some big things that are going to be happening with the land, with the earth, with people that are not in agreement with each other and that choose to fight and to hurt each other and to kill each other because they forgot that they are all love and that they're killing an aspect of themselves. They're killing their brothers and sisters. And I am reminding myself that the way to the finish line is to just keep going through it and to not keep stopping and being like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do this. This is awful. This is a long way. Because I remember at one point during the marathon, I kind of wanted to do that. Like I was like, however far in I was, and I was like, I'm kind of done. Like, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. No one was around me. I had no idea where I was. It was in a different city. If I turned around, I didn't know if I was like past the halfway, if it was closer for me to turn around. I had no idea. So I was like, oh crap basket, I'm gonna just keep going forward. And I feel like on the collective level, the way the energy is coming in from the galactic center, lovingly pummeling us with this energy. It's activating so much in humanity, y'all. It's like the heart is being like activated. And I see this because everything finds its own balance, right? So it's like if there's more light, then we're going to have more dark and we're going to witness everything. And so I'll just keep this on the eye. So I need to keep aligned. I need to keep in love. I need to keep reminders and remembrances going of we're all one and we're all moving through this together and we're all collectively shifting. We are walking into a time of consciously creating the new earth. Meanwhile, watching some crazy shit go down, yo. Like for reals. Like I don't want to talk about war and I don't want to talk about fires and I don't want to talk about child trafficking, and I don't want to talk about the deep state and the patriots and the program. I don't want to talk about all that stuff because we know it. And when I talk about it, I don't have an emotional attachment to it, so I can talk about it. But I've also realized that when I do talk about it, it can bring people's vibes down, and then they put this like judgment or fear and they attach to it, and then it doesn't serve them. So I want to share how important it is to stay in love. As we continue to witness the darkness of humanity, of human behavior, of like egoic human behavior, as we see this heavy density kind of brought up to light, the way out is through. The light gets to go through it. The love gets to go through it. Acknowledging it, keep moving forward. Don't stop when we see this shit, because then we won't get through it. So we have this energy field. So we have the toric field that goes up and around and up and in. We've got this big, beautiful Merkaba that goes around us and it spins. So we have this beautiful dead center of stillness within each of us, very much like the center of the universe. We have these axes in which we emit energy. The heart energy is at a completely different axis. It's on the Z-axis. It literally shines out and has a different shape to it as it emits from our body and connects us with each other. It's like the seed of life and the flower of life, the thing that connects and binds all of those circles together. It's the same direction as the heart vibration. And that's what keeps it from being just circle, circle, circle to being circles on circles, and it becomes this fifth dimensional energy woven together. So as this heart center's opening up, it's almost like we're being called to follow it because it's such a pull, it's such a tug. And to follow this in the midst of war and destruction, that's where that peace and alignment comes in really handy, because otherwise we stop the movement and we become stuck again. And then nothing really changes at all. Then when the earth has its own forms of destruction and when we rebuild, if we've stuck and stopped, then what becomes rebuilt is going to be an exact replica of the things that weren't in service to us as a community, as a collective, as a human race, as a human tribe. So being of the heart, being in love that whole time, seeing all this stuff coming up and being able to maintain the clarity and the knowing that it's all in service of us to keep going and growing and not to keep focusing on what we don't like, because we will keep it in the reality much longer than we need to. We don't need to do that. It's only now. We don't have to be in this war and destruction and demise for 50,000 years. Don't need to, not even a little bit. If we collectively, and it all starts with the I, right? It starts with the third eye open, but it starts with the sovereign me, be the change. We change the things around us. So I keep my alignment. I keep my peace. I keep my clarity. I keep my heart open. I talk to people. I communicate. I love freely. I love openly. I imagine the future that I have in my heart. So now I'm activating and emitting this energy wave out of my third eye from this being that creator nature of what it's going to look like. So then I'm going to help manifest this reality of this happily ever after scenario, because it starts now. So I wanted to share my feelings, feeling like I'm at the start of a race that I've been training for and I don't want to do it. Y'all, I would just so much rather just play, but I see what's coming up in the next year, and there's this part of me that's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, because I don't want to see all the things that I've already seen in my mind's eye. I don't want to see it with my real eyeballs. But I also know that that's just the reality. Kind of like when I was standing at the line starting to run that marathon, there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to go back inside. It's cold. Should I just go get a cup of coffee and sit and cheer people on? But I couldn't. I committed. I chose this life and I chose this timeline to be embodied so that I can be the light and be a beacon and a leader, a way shower, hey, I'll try it first, y'all. And it's working. So if you want to do it, hopefully I'll inspire. That's the path that I've chosen. And I feel like as more people have this like, holy shit, open up, and it's like, I must follow it. I think we're all realizing that we're all the light and we're all the beacon. We're all the way shower. We're all the inspirers for the new earth. And it's up to us to just go for it. Like, live in love. Think about about what you want. Let your mind imagine the vision of the new earth in a very now timeline. Please you don't need to like put a timeline on it. Just trust that it's as now as it needs to be. And let your heart be the one that helps your third eye, your infinite intelligence create it. You know, this is your source energy. It's the thing. It's love. Love will stop everything and shift it into a very now moment of, oh shit, this is really what matters. You know, it's like if these were the last days of our life, right? Like if these were the last days of our human lives, what would we do? Would we fight? Would we kill each other? Would we be assholes sitting in a big white motherfucking house in DC and being like, I'm gonna hurt you? God, no, we wouldn't. And at what point can we collectively have this open, live in love, and say, go fuck yourself? No, we are not giving consent to hurting humanity, myself, or my brothers and sisters anymore. No consent. And then actually being able to create a community of human, technically it would be a mutiny. Humans unite, create the mutiny to go back to human. A mutiny. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel the collective fear. There's so much fear and so much sadness right now. And at the same time, there's so much peace and there's so much clarity and there's so much love and harmony. And we can live with all of these things happening now. However, if you're vibing in that love and that peace and that clarity, meanwhile, like I'm still feeling these feelings of fear. And I'm still feeling the grief and the sorrow, especially when I look at images of Australia. Like, weeps. But I'm not going to let those things stop the flow of love that I have. I'm not going to ignore it by any stretch. I'm still feeling it. For sure. For sure. And I get to remind myself that this is in the highest good for all. And I don't know why and I don't know how, but I know that I do know. I do. It's because we're ready for a fucking change. We're ready to be in a new earth environment. We're ready to live freely. We're ready to be liberated. We are ready to not live with some bullshit program that keeps us drugged and distracted. And we're done witnessing others being force-fed the program. We're ready to live in peace and harmony. And we're at our wits' end and just wishing it. We get to now create this, yo. So it's like all this energy that we've been training for over the past year or life or lifetimes or whatever, it's created all of this internal energy right there at the starting line of this race called life. And here we are, we're at the last stretch. It's what we've trained for, y'all. We are the spiritual militia. You know, we are the ones that are having our higher selves fully integrate, take the lead, and remind humans of what it is that is in their divinely righted nature. Freedom, peace, harmony, love, unity, euphoria, bliss, joy. That is the divine right for human. Not fear and oppression and all that shit. It's not it. And it's not bitching and moaning about it either. So there's that. But y'all, there's a lot of energy coming in. Y'all, the Schumann resonance like crazy spike the other day. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, the way I see these layers of energies to assist in our sacred collective ascension. It's like I see like government, and I see like climate forcing. Okay, so it's like all of a sudden it's like, wow, we just got a shit ton of rain. No, it's sunny. No, it's cold. No, it's hot. It has been 24 hours. And then I see this other level where it's like deep state, patriots, CIA, the overseers, and the way they're fighting it out. And then I see like the magnetic poles. They're moving, they're doing their thing. Things are really getting wobbly there. And then I see this like galactic level, where in the galactic realm, I don't see so much like light, dark, good, bad, opposing forces, other than just the natural physics of the expansion of the universe and the way the universe itself is moving. So it feels a little bit, it can feel a little bit aggressive, but it's all like love and stuff. That's the way I see that. Anyway, and then you have then I see like the galactic energy, the galactic center energy, the solar waves, the energy of the sun, and the way that is moving, and the way this galactic energy is like literally moving through the cosmos, like going through its system, heading toward Earth. So that energy, along with the solar energy, messing with the magnetosphere and all this stuff, it's taken the Earth itself, this normally it's like 7.8 whatever hertz, Schumann resonance, and spiking it to like 70, 80. Like, yo, can you imagine if you're naturally like humming along at like 7 miles an hour, right? The sound of Om, 7 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, you go from 7 to like 80 miles an hour, like that. You're probably not wearing the right outfit for it, right? Your hair's probably gonna get a mess. If you're wearing loose jewelry, it's probably gonna go flying. You know, if your shoes are untied, you're probably gonna trip, because it's like a big shake. That's what the Earth is doing. So even the Earth itself is like, y'all, I'm gonna collectively shake this shit up so much, because I think Gaia, Pachamama, is just tired of like all this bullshit. And so she's just like, I'm gonna get rid of what's no longer serving me, and it's, you know, those other entities that are doing things without consent. She's getting rid of it. She's doing it in a natural way. And I see that being reflected back, you know, through all of these layers and levels that I'm experiencing, that I'm like traveling and getting all this information from. And putting it together in one cohesive, like, hey y'all, it's really gonna be okay, but live in love, live in light, feel your shit, but do something about it, create a new reality, but for real. You know, it's mind-boggling how much information there is in this like infinite intelligence. And I'm just pulling bits and pieces of it. But anyway, everything is being reflective of clear it out, create anew. To clear it out, it's like you gotta bring up all the dark stuff, all the heavy density. You know, it's death, it's destruction, it is all of those things. Sure is. And it sucks. Damn it. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for the body. It doesn't feel good for the mind. It doesn't feel good for the emotional system at all. It doesn't feel good. And that's why that maintaining the alignment in love, always giving yourself the love. If you're tired, go back to love. I'm tired. Let me give myself some love. I'm going to take a nap. I'm feeling frustrated. Well, then I'm going to allow myself to feel frustrated. I'm just going to hold myself until I feel soothed. I feel alone. I want to give myself love and remind myself that I'm here with me, and then I'm going to call a friend for support or go out to the library and talk to strangers. You know, be the love nugget that we are. Being the love nugget that we are is going to let others see how they can do it too. If they're just kind of like coming online, if they're just starting to unplug, if they're just starting to be like, fuck it, I'm done with this this way of living, and I want to live and be of service to myself, to others, to humanity. Everybody's just wanting to follow their heart. So please just follow your heart. Stay in that alignment as best you can. Take big, deep breaths. Listen to your body. Listen to your spirit. Trust that the bigger picture is a way bigger picture, and that as here we are, these like human energies on this earth, we are the auric field. You know, like we are the energy that moves around the auric field of the earth. We're ready to expand it and to grow it, to make it conscious and loving. So I think that's all I wanted to share. I'm feeling the collective a lot. The way I've been processing it personally, just to share this, like been drinking a lot of golden milk with my nut milk. Not totally fasting, but fasting kind of, sort of. Sticking with, when I do eat, fruits and vegetables, keeping it super clean, and resting. Taking naps, taking it easy, not being so quick to answer every phone call, but also responding to the messages and being like, oh, gotta respond to that. You know, because as clients, as people are reaching out to me for their guidance and their support and following their heart and clearing their path and wherever they are on it, like I need to make sure that I am clean and clear and ready and activated and open-hearted so that I can be this clear channel, not just for myself and the world that I'm hopefully creating, but for people that are reaching out, asking for guidance and support. You know, as people are waking up, like, it's like, I don't want to be a part of this religion, or I want to be a part of a faith, you know, or I don't like my community and I want to be in a new one. I don't have any friends that are on their spiritual path. I'm the only one. Which, by the way, trust that you all are not the only one. Wherever you are and whatever you're feeling, if you're like, fuck, I'm the only one. No, you're not. Nope, you're not. Promise. You are so not alone in anything that you're going through. Promise you that. I just wanted to remind you of that one. So, yeah, there's a lot of vibrations of consciousness that are swirling around, while higher vibrational consciousnesses are coming in to our reality, while lower density consciousnesses are being pulled up. I feel like it's like the Biore strips for people, like the noses or whatever, that pulls the stuff out. Those are so weird. I'm allergic to them. They make my nose itch. That's not fun. Anyway, but I feel like it's like the Biore strip for life, where it's like some shit's been stuck and it's like being ripped up, like, and it's like all this density's coming up with it. And for some of us, it's like it's hitting us left and right. We're like, oh God. You know, sometimes we have this perspective, being able to see all this density and have a mourning for that, you know, and those that are leaving with it. Because it doesn't feel good to watch death. Like, I get that it's like this part of life and stuff, but it doesn't like feel good to watch it. It's never like, yeah, that plant's dying. Yeah, the plant is dying that I've tried to have bear fruit for the, no, it just sucks. It sucks to watch death. But man, it's a part of life. Anyway, I think that was all that I wanted to share. I hope that everyone's taking it easy, enjoying their nows, remembering that love is the baseline frequency, man. Like, be in it as much as you can. Look at others so much. Look at others like it's the last time you'll ever see them. Look at yourself like it's the last time you'll ever see yourself. Not resigning and being like, oh great, now I'm going to manifest this. But in just that like, oh, you know, just that kind of adoration and love for everyone you come across, for everything you come across, every plant, every puppy, every stranger, every friend. You know, like give that hug an extra 20 seconds. You know, ask how someone's feeling and listen. If someone asks you how you're feeling, check in, share it with them, give them the opportunity to listen. Pretend like these are the last days and pretend like these are the first days, like it's the start of this marathon and that we're all going to get through it. Hopefully with grace, joy, and ease. So keep your heart open. Keep your lens focused on love and acceptance and compassion and creativity. Seek out places of pleasure and joy. Cultivate them within. Share them freely and openly. It's not a limited resource, and the world could use more of it. So I hope that everyone enjoys the rest of their nows. And if you are grooving to any of the tunes you hear in the background, the link is below. It's my Listening to Smile frequency music that I adore. And if you want any support or clarity on your path, your purpose, your vision, your place, you know, how to be a bigger, brighter beacon. A lot of B's. I love alliterations. Anyway, but you know, you can hit me up and we can work together. We can have community events. I have a lot of those coming up too. If you want to have like community conversations around quantum spirituality, and what I teach with that, what I share with that, and what I see with that. So, yeah, enjoy your nows. Keep your heart open. I love you all so much. I appreciate you all for checking this out. I appreciate you all for being in this timeline with me. I appreciate you all being next to me in this race of life. And I look forward to the finish line, y'all. It's a fun one. So I love you guys. Bye.